First of all, I'm very excited to talk to you, Michelle, because even prepping for this interview, I was overwhelmed for you because of your schedule right now.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. But look, keep them checks coming. So keep filling out W-9. Don't know how to fill out a W-9. I do it every year. It still always confuses me. It's sort of just like, I was going to say something dirty, but we don't have to.
You do whatever you want. You be you, girl.
Job. Like you can't figure it out. Like you've done it, but how does it go?
I know it's different every time.
It is. By the way, can we just take a moment? Your hair looks good. This is not pandemic hair. This is like, I care about my future hair. This is like, I'm about to get both vaccines because I'm going to see people hair.
I'm doing a Zoom interview from my house, but I did use the straightening iron hair. And I care about seeing Michelle and I care about looking good. Vaccines haven't gotten yet, but I'll get there.
Trust. I mean, look, that's the mantra, at least on CNN. God, the last time I saw you, I think I ordered all the appetizers in the bar downstairs from my hotel in San Francisco. I think there was oysters. I think there was like a loaded potato.
We ordered all the apps. Michelle was headlining the Punchline that weekend, and I was doing my radio show. We hung out. We ordered all the apps, all the wine, and then more apps because that's what you do.
Yes, we couldn't commit to like an entree, but I'm like, we'll definitely take the overpriced version of the chicken tenders. Thank you so much.
Can I have 17 lettuce cups? Thank you.
And I think somebody was also there too. I don't remember. Somebody that worked at the club was like, you guys, I like this vibe. And she just like hung out with us and we solved her problem.
No, Michelle, she left and came back and we were still there eating. That's 3 hours later. We didn't stop. So, but I want to talk about your life because I'm just so happy for you. I was just telling people just off camera how, we met a long time ago, I think 15 years maybe ago in your apartment in New York City, your studio apartment. I think it was a New Year's Eve party when I met you.
Probably. I had a studio that was 525 square feet, but would have parties of like 30, 40, 50 people.
Yes. And I'll never forget when I met you that night, I thought, this girl does not care about noise at all. And I was living through you. I was like, this girl, and you had so much love in that apartment and so that was my introduction to you as a person. And just to see how much you've grown and everything that's happening right now for you. First of all, I don't even know where to start. And I meant that. Like, as we talk right now, you are in Atlanta because you are filming the First Wives Club, correct?
Yes, season 2 First Wives Club for BET Plus. And currently they're airing the season 1 of First Wives Club on BET.
Yeah. Woo! Okay. So there's one thing. You have a Netflix comedy special, Welcome to Beautopia, which could not have been more perfect. It was like Michelle on a platter for the world. I loved it.
It was really fun. I don't know why I decided to wear a gold lame sequins plus size suit because that wedgie was like tiny little knives in my butt. But I was like, if Beyonce could do it, so can I.
You rocked that suit and I loved that suit.
Thank you. Did you know Cardi B did the intro? Not a lot of people know that. I guess I should have like put that like in some sort of like subtitle or something. But Cardi B did the intro like, please welcome, coming to the stage.
No.
That was Cardi B. She's great.
Are you guys friends?
No, in my mind. Because I want to think I'm a WAP too, but I'm not a WAP. I just want to allow it.
Well, I just love like to see the progression of life. It feels like in the entertainment industry, you work and you work and you work and nobody even knows you're alive. And then all of a sudden everything hits. And for you during a pandemic and you have 2-year-olds. Yeah. I don't know how you're doing this.
I don't know either. I don't know. Like I'm away from my family right now and it sucks. And I try to keep my eye on the prize, which is just money to secure the bag for their future and all the things. But it really is like the Wild Wild West. It's like Hunger Games. It's like, you just have to like run to where you're going and be vigilant about, keeping yourself safe. But I miss them. I didn't even realize how much I was working until I was forced to be home.
Really?
Yeah, and it was nice to get to know them on a whole other level. And but I need to go home. My husband is acting like he's a single dad. He cut my son's hair without asking me. That's a no.
Oh no.
Don't cut this biracial beautifulness, curly, whatever. Don't do it. And then he also just adopted a dog. He just adopted another dog. And I'm like, I gotta get home before he gets like a tattoo and a motorcycle and starts singing like.
Did he not ask you about the dog?
We've been talking about it for 2 years.
Oh, Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, that just happened.
You heard
Wow.
it here first, guys. No, that's the thing with quarantine. I think people are like making decisions.
Yes. And it forces you to sit alone with yourself and actually get to know yourself as well, which is kind of hard to do if you.
Oh, it's so annoying. I'm so annoyed by myself. It's like, it's like, I tell myself to shut up all the time, and I'm not even talking to anyone.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
But let's think about, so you've got a book as well. Your book, which is what Survival of the Thickest is the
Survival
name.
of the Thickest, plus size essays in a small-minded world. Ayo. Cannot believe I got this book done. Totally missed deadline. Something like out of like a movie with Rodney Dangerfield. But I'm like, I gotta get going. And finally did it because I was like, and I always tell my friends, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done. I'm like, why can't I give myself the same damn advice? And so I did, because there's edits and you forget there's edits. Like you think it's just going to be perfect right off the bat. And I'm like, it ain't, just keep moving. And so releasing out of like 18 years of comedy to release finally my first 1 hour Netflix comedy special, and then to follow it up with a book that I'm so proud of is amazing. But to release that like within a pandemic was crazy because it really felt like a dream within a nightmare. I'm like, I wish I could do a book tour and hug strangers. I can't. So right now I'm just like popping into bookshops that are carrying the book and signing the book.
Yeah.
As like sort of like a little golden ticket.
You're doing all you can do physically, right? Without all the rest of the restrictions.
Yes, I could do more. I could definitely do more cardio. This chin is definitely on during the pandemic. People are like, are you vegan? I'm like, where do you see vegan? This is butter, bitch. This is butter. I'm actually cooking pasta right now. I put it on a low boil.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Hell yeah. That's one good thing about working from home when I'm on the air is like, if we are on a long commercial break, I'll go make some bacon or eggs and it feels right.
It doesn't feel wrong.
It doesn't feel wrong. So what does it feel like right now to be you in your life living this experience? Is it surreal, or do you feel like, damn it, I've worked so hard, I deserve this, or all of the above?
I think it's all of the above. I think it's a little bit of both. And I think you can definitely be two things at the same time, and you can sort of like live in two places at the same time too. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's such a crazy time where it really is just a wild collective experience where we're like all trying to keep our eye on the prize, but like allowed to feel feelings, because it really is like a death of life as we like know it, whatever. I can't believe I wrote a book. I can't even conjugate a verb, but like, yeah. So I'm really proud of myself. And, I don't think I would pay this much attention to social media. And I'm seeing people that I've respected for a long time sort of receive my work. And I'm like, I wouldn't have ever seen that because I would just be out doing stuff. So it's nice to actually take the time to realize all that you've done. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and also the quiet time to think about, what have I been avoiding doing, or what do I want to do that has just been kind of in the back of my mind that I always find an excuse not to do.
Ooh, work out. Yes. Work out, meditate. It always comes down to cardio. You know what I mean?
The meditation, you know what I do? I fall asleep when I'm meditating. That's my thing.
Me too.
It's so hard. It's okay. You're popular. You can't help it. Your hoes want to talk to you. They just want to talk.
I got hoes in different area codes. What can I say? I got the family plan. So here we are.
Listen, I know that they miss you. You're in Atlanta now. You live in New York. I'm in California. You got them on all coasts. Don't feel bad. Don't worry. It happens all the time.
I am so sorry.
Oh my gosh, girl. Yes. We are just catching up today, and I'm so grateful that you even had time for a talk based on your schedule. Like and you have a movie coming out with Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Absolutely, I will. I'm really proud of this work. Kat Coro, I believe is how you say her last name. She directed it, and I always love a director that is sort of like a workhorse, has a vision, she understands that we're gonna work long days and that we're gonna feel like tired and sensitive and like just like probably we can't do anymore. But then she like makes it fun. So I love any director that is like the coach you've always wanted, but also like part-time therapist. Like that's who she needs. And then working with someone like J.Lo, like obviously it's J.Lo, but also another boss, like mom, partner, in every sense, who is pushing herself to the limit. So you're like, oh, I'm going to push myself to the limit too. Like, you just like in between takes, she'll be doing like Zoom meetings with, you know, like products, and then she'll zoom into like a classroom and be like, hey, everyone, it's Jennifer Lopez. Don't forget to eat your vegetables. Love you guys so much. I'm like, who? So it's not only being the best that you can be for yourself and other people, but it's also like this constant joy of what you do and giving back to your community. That is just like, wow, like it's not all for naught. You know, it is a very self-serving career where it's like me, 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 me. So it's so nice to be in good company where people, like I said before, want to do a good job, but also, you know, recognize where they come from, humble beginnings, and like constantly giving back. Like, use your platform for good, no matter how big or small. So anyways, the Marry Me is, I mean, it's a hilarious rom-com with Owen Wilson, Sarah Silverman, and I play, and Maluma, who's essentially like, I don't know if you know Maluma. He's like sort of like the Justin Bieber of Colombia. He is
Whoa.
boing! And him and J.Lo are dating in the movie. They're engaged to be married on stage, you know, in a huge performance. And what's so great about the movie too is that they also just collaborated and made a whole ass album, like original music for the movie. So it's gonna be like not even Mamma Mia, not even Grease, not even it's so dope. And so, and it's Spanish, it's Spanglish, it's English, it's all the things you want in love quickly. And so we find out that Maluma, his character, has cheated on J.Lo, her character in the movie, and they won't get married. And he's cheated on her with one of her assistants. And I play one of her assistants. And one of my friends was like, are you the assistant that he cheats on her with? I was like, look here. Hollywood has changed. Not that much. I love myself. I think I'm a beautiful person, but in what world would that do, cheat on J.Lo with me? So anyways, it was really fun. It's really, it was fun to do. And I was actually writing the book or finishing the book in between takes of that movie, which is crazy because I was like, writing on my computer and everyone's like, what do you do? And I'm like finishing my book. They're like, oh, it's like,
isn't it weird when you actually start to like, you thought you were working hard before and now you're like, oh, is this, I really was screwing around a lot. I didn't realize all that Instagram scrolling.
You know, when people sit around and complain, I'm just like, well, maybe you're not doing the work. And everyone's just like, aren't you tired of working and this, that, and the other, you're doing so much. I'm just like, girl, I was out here doing all this for free. And now we're just getting paid for it. Like, you know,
it's the tip of the iceberg stuff too, because you have been doing this for so long. And it just amazes me, fame or the industry, call it whatever you want, how one thing leads to a million things all at once.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I 100% agree. I was just talking to my friend about this because her husband is just now making it 15 years in the acting industry. And I'm just like, he did everything he was supposed to do. He slept on the couches. He spent the last $150 on a proper headshot. He, you know, I was like, look, put the work in, hustle, don't be a dick. That's how you'll, you know, start.
100%. Try not to be a dick. That's a big one.
Look, don't be a dick and don't take your dick out. Like, those are the two rules.
Thank you, girl. That pamphlet is ready to go now. All right. So when you see your name and you see next to your name, comedian, actress, author, wife, mother, like, is that something that you always envisioned, or is it something that kind of just happened and you're like, holy crap, look at all this stuff that I am now?
Oh my God. Okay, Dr. Oz meets Oprah. Give me a minute. The author definitely, because I can't even say author. Like, it sounds like the name author. I'm like so Jersey, but the author thing definitely like throws me for a loop because I'm like, who knew? But you know, for me, it's just, you know, creator. Like, I'm just, we're all artists, and however that comes out, like, that's just what it is. I feel like, much like being a light-skinned Black person in America, you know, Caribbean American, however we want to call it, much like, you know, being a comedian that could do other things, it's like America always wants to put you in a box, but it's just like we're proving again and again, time and time, more and more, that we're more than just a box. You know what I mean? So like, figure it out, people. This is just what she does.
Yes. And creativity is fluid and it shouldn't be. I know people get you just like with if you're a musician, they love your songs or whatever, but you have the right to evolve. And that's part of the fun of life is growing out of your old stuff and doing new stuff.
Exactly. Keep it interesting for you. Like, when people want to constantly put a label on me, I'm just like, I saw this quote the other day on Instagram because I follow a lot of like, positive.
Me too.
Yeah, gots to.
Love it.
Yeah. And it was small-minded people will always live in a small world. And that's what it is. It's like, if you want to put that on me, then you go ahead. I'll be over here just doing a bunch of other stuff when you want to come visit that world too.
Yes. Girl, drop that mic. That is exactly.
If I had a mic like you, I'd drop it.
You can thank Amazon for this. And before we go, tell me a little bit about your two adorable twins who are just little models. Is it Hazel and Otis, correct?
It is Hazel and Otis. They're so great. I feel like I'm so lucky to finally meet these two wonderful souls and get to know them. I mean, I don't think I'll ever stop feeling like that. I look at them, I'm like, I can't believe you are alive and walking around and doing this. And they have personalities. Like, she is a boss, she's a leader, she is sassy, and he is sweet and tall and looks like weirdly Polynesian. I'm like, no, The Rock is not our milkman. And it's like so crazy just to watch them grow. And one thing that I definitely want to do that my parents, and it's a generational thing, but my parents are always like, I am an extension of them. Like, they're embarrassed if I do something or if I have an opinion, blah, blah, blah. And, for me, it really took me a long time. I was a late bloomer because of that thinking to actually own my opinion and say it out loud. And so, especially in this time, I want to try and raise them to be definitely as respectful as possible, but they are their own people. I'm just here, like, I'm just a spectator watching this beautiful show. So whatever they want to do, for better or for worse, I just, I don't want them to be like, oh no, I did something. How do we tell mom? I want them to be like, oh, I can't wait to tell mom, or I really want to talk to her about this thing.
That's so beautiful. Well, and how can you not think about your own upbringing when you have kids and what you would want to do differently? And, I think a lot of, and it's like you said, generational. A lot of my parents are in their 70s and they just know what they know. And it's not their fault, but we are changing as people. Oh, that was me. Sorry.
Look at you.
Oh man, my hoes are hitting me up. It's so early in the morning over here on the East or West Coast. Wow.
A little afternoon delight. Never heard about it.
Afternoon delight. I cannot with you.
Oh.
Do your twins know what you do? Do they kind of have a concept of your life?
I don't think so. I've tried to show them the Netflix special and other things, and they just say mama and they keep it moving. So I don't think they know yet. They just know that I'm like a genius because I know the alphabet, and that will not happen for very long.
Oh my gosh. Maybe I need kids. That's the bar I need to set for where I want to be. Like, cool, I know the alphabet, some math, that's about it.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
All right. So your book is called Survival of the Thickest. If you have not seen Michelle's Netflix special, Welcome to Beautopia, I can't even tell you how proud I was of you. Like, and still and just to see you flourish and grow. It's one of those things where one, super talented, but also a good person. And when good people win, you just want them to keep winning. So I'm just very happy for everything going on with you. And if people aren't new to Michelle Buteau, which everybody should know about you, where can they find you, follow you? Anything coming up you want to mention?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, first, Wives Club, obviously. I also just, did season 2 of The Circle, which is a reality game show on Netflix.
Yes.
Season 1 is available. That is really fun. The Marry Me movie. I can't really think of anything else, but I'm sure Dominique.
Why don't you text Jennifer Lopez and say, hey girl, when does our movie come out again? I just want you guys to be on text basis.
I would love that too. I'm sure she has more than one phone. And I'm already planning our joint birthday party.
As you should. As you should. We won't tell her. She'll just happen to find out somehow.
Exactly. With her boy-girl twins.
There you go. Okay.
And I live in the Bronx. Okay, now I'm done. Now I sound like a stalker. No.
Okay. We'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Well, very proud of you, Michelle. Thank you for your time. And we'll see you somewhere soon. And I hope you get a nap. Oh, there we go.
The circle's in April. Okay. Awesome. I will get a nap. I love that you're like, I hope you get a nap. I'm like, the circle is in April. All right. I love you so much.
I love it.
Bye.